Secrets exposed. Sam Heughan's 3-year-old son shocks the world. London, 3:47 a.m. Rain pattered against the windows of a quiet hotel room overlooking the Thames. Sam Heughan sat alone, staring at a half-written letter on his desk. His phone rang repeatedly. He didn't need to look. He knew what it was. The world had found out. The secret he'd kept for 3 years had finally exploded. The calm before the storm. Just hours before, Sam had been celebrating. His new film, Crimson Horizon, had shattered box office records. Cameras flashed, cheers, champagne. It was supposed to be his night of triumph. But as he raised his glass, his publicist, Miranda, whispered something in his ear that made him shiver. "They know." "Know what?" he muttered. "About the baby." He dropped his glass. It shattered on the marble floor. The party was over. Within minutes, the news spread like wildfire. Sam Heughan, the baby's secret exposed. The 3-year cover-up that shocked Hollywood. The secret he's sworn to protect. 3 years earlier, in a remote village in New Zealand, Sam was filming The Highland Vale, a fictional war epic. During the grueling 6 months of filming, he met Isla Munro, a local artist hired to design props. She wasn't famous, but she was different, calm, down to earth, the kind of woman who didn't care about the cameras or the fame. Their friendship grew deeper. In the quiet hills of Otago, away from the red carpet and the spotlights, they found a rare peace. But when the shoot ended, that illusion was shattered. Sam had to return to Los Angeles. Contracts, premieres, interviews, his world was in chaos again. Isla stayed. A few months later, she called him. Her voice was shaking. "Sam, I'm pregnant." He fell silent. The room seemed to spin. His tightly controlled life was falling apart. "We'll figure it out together," he finally said. And for 3 years, they did. Quietly, secretly, he supported them from afar, visiting when he could, hiding the truth even from his closest friends. Until now. The leak. At 9 p.m. that night, a Scottish tabloid published a series of photos. Sam holding a baby outside a small cafe in Queenstown. The headline. World exclusive. Sam Heughan's secret son. Within minutes, social media exploded. Some fans cried. Some celebrated. Others called it a betrayal. "He's been lying to us for years. He's human, leave him alone." Who's the mother? Rumors ran rampant. Conspiracy theories abounded. A blurry photo of Isla was exaggerated, dissected, and made headlines. By midnight, Sam's team was in crisis mode. Star's executives were calling him. Hollywood PR firms offered him a damage control package. One producer even offered to turn it into a redemption story. Sam refused. "This isn't PR. This is my son." The woman in the dark. The next morning, Ila's phone rang off the hook. Reporters camped outside her house. Drones flew over her property. One even offered to pay her for a private confession. She hung up and hugged her son. His name was Finn, and he had blue eyes and soft, curly hair like Sam's. "Why can't they just leave us alone?" she whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. Sam called her from London. His voice was choked with guilt. "I'll fix this." "You can't fix a storm, Sam," she whispered. "You can only stand in it." The interview. By the second day, Sam realized that silence was no longer protection but surrender. He agreed to sit down for a live interview with The Guardian Weekly. As the cameras started rolling, he looked straight into the lens. "I made mistakes," he began. "But hiding my son was not one of them. I wanted him to have a childhood without flashbulbs, gossip, or judgment." He paused, his voice shaking, betraying his composure. "I didn't hide him because I was ashamed. I hid him because I loved him." The interviewer leaned forward. "That's right. You have a child?" Sam nodded. "Yes." His name is Finn. He's 3, and he's my greatest pride. That sentence changed everything. The internet breaks down. In seconds, hashtags flooded social media. Fans who had speculated about his personal life now flooded his feed with support. Memes suddenly became emotional. Old interviews resurfaced, when Sam smiled mysteriously when asked about family. Each smile now had a new meaning. But not everyone was kind. Some accused him of cheating, others of hypocrisy. A few tabloids even questioned Finn's paternity, referring to another man. Sam ignored them. He had lived in silence for too long. The DNA leak. Just as things were starting to calm down, a rival newspaper made another splash. Leaked hospital records showing the results of a 2022 DNA test, confirming Sam was the biological father. The leak was illegal, but the damage had been done. Suddenly, every talk show, gossip blog, and podcast in the world had an opinion. People were debating his morals, his responsibility, even his career future. But the public frenzy had an unexpected effect. It united his fans more strongly than ever. He's not a scandal. He's a father. Finally, a Hollywood man with a heart. The aftermath. Backstage, however, chaos reigned. Brand deals were suspended, press tours were cancelled, his studio demanded a clarifying statement. Sam refused to use his son as a marketing foil. If they want to dump me, let them. I'm tired of living someone else's script. It was Isla who forbade him. When he flew to New Zealand to see her, he found her painting in the garden, his usual calm amid the storm. You told the truth, she said, smiling weakly. That's all Finn needed. You ruined my peace, he whispered. You gave him a father, she said. That was worth all the fuss. First public appearance. 3 weeks later, Sam quietly appeared at an Edinburgh Children's Hospital fundraiser. To everyone's surprise, he walked up and held Finn's hand. The crowd gasped. No red carpet, no press conference, just the two of them, hand in hand. He spoke briefly on stage. For years, I've been playing the hero on screen. But today, standing here, holding my son's hand, that's what really matters. Audiences applauded. Some cried. The video went viral. The moment marked the beginning of something new, not a scandal, but a rebirth. The world's reaction. Major news outlets changed their tone. Headlines shifted from shock to admiration. From secret to strength, Sam Heughan embraces fatherhood gracefully. Love, privacy, and courage. What Hollywood should learn from Sam Heughan. Talk shows invited psychologists to discuss the cost of fame on fatherhood. Even his critics applauded his candor. But the most touching moment came from an unexpected source, Katrina Balfe, his longtime co-star on Outlander. She posted a photo of Sam holding Finn, with a simple caption. Proud of you, my friend. The world finally sees your heart. The post reached 10 million likes in just a few hours. The silent letter. A few weeks later, Sam wrote a private letter to Finn, tucked away in a leather notebook. Son. The world will always want to hear stories about you, about me. But the truth is much simpler. You were never my secret. You were my miracle. Someday, when you're old enough, I hope you'll understand that love is sometimes loud, sometimes secret, but always true. Dad. He sealed the letter, placing it in a wooden box next to a small carved stag, the first toy he'd ever given Finn. Redemption. In early 2026, Sam returned to acting. This time, he was no longer the same person. Interviews no longer made him nervous. Fame no longer defined him. When asked what changed, he smiled. Dad stopped pretending his life was perfect. That's when it became real. The studio, once embarrassed by the baby scandal, now used his story to promote a new film about a soldier who discovers he has a child after the war. Art imitates life. The film became a global hit. Critics called it Sam Heughan's most personal performance yet. Isla's choice. Meanwhile, Isla stood her ground. She turned down offers from talk shows, magazines, and biographers. She continued painting in her seaside studio, occasionally sending Sam pictures of Finn climbing trees or messy rainbows on the wall. They didn't live together, but they shared something deeper: respect. "He doesn't belong in the spotlight," Isla once said. "He belongs in love, and that's enough." 3 years later, on Finn's 6th birthday, Sam posted a photo, just a silhouette of a father and son watching the sunset in the Scottish Highlands. No caption. No hashtag. But fans knew. And they didn't need words. The photo went viral again, but this time, not out of shock, but out of warmth. Afterward, beyond the noise. Years later, when journalists re-examined the scandal, they realized something profound. What started as an exposed secret became a lesson in honesty. Sam Heughan's career didn't end, it thrived. He became an advocate for celebrity privacy, supporting a foundation for the mental health of famous children. When asked in a BBC special what lessons he learned from the experience, he paused, smiled slightly, and said, "The truth always finds a way. The only question is whether you embrace it with fear or love." And somewhere in New Zealand, Isla turned off the TV, looked out at the waves, and whispered, "He chose love."